How's it going? My name's Eric. I'm just going to apologize now. Hopefully what will come out of this video is the quality of the bike that I'm trying to sell and not my video editing skills, but that's really why I'm doing this, so forgive that in advance. But I've got a 2002 Yamaha Warrior. That's the silver one behind me. That's for sale. If you want the TLDR version, go on wherever you're seeing this from, wherever you got the link from, and read through the specs, because I'm just going to do a video about the story behind the bike, how I got it, what I've done to it while I've had it, and the reasons why I'm selling it. I'd say if you have any questions about it while it's still available, just reach out to me. I'll be happy to answer them, provide any more pictures or anything. But basically, the Yamaha Warrior was one of the bikes on my bucket list of motorcycles that I'd hoped to experience one day. And fortunately, I got to experience this one. I'd got back into motorcycles in late 2019 and got this one a year later. Sold a old 96 CBR 1000F, which was another one of those bucket list bikes. Great bike. But I had the opportunity to get this one literally the same week that I sold the other one, so the timing was great. But I got this one in the fall of 2020, and I like the Warriors because they're like the best sport cruiser, one of the best ones out there. I know there's the VMAX as well, but these handle really well. They're not that heavy. You can cruise on them long distance if you want. They're just great motorcycles, very reliable. And I enjoyed it, building it up for about a year. I spent a lot of time fixing it up, got it to where I wanted it. And then in late 2021, a young lady, presumably on a cell phone, caused me to low side and did a bunch of cosmetic damage to it. All of that stuff has been repaired. I'm gonna go over all of that, except for the tank. So my intention was to pull the fenders and tank and paint it, but I just never got around to it. In the meanwhile, I picked up a Harley, which is also behind me, and the Aprilia as well. And Harley is a little bit easier for my wife to get on and ride with me, and the Aprilia, I like that for tooling around town on and maybe doing some touring on. But basically, despite how reliable and how great, it's just a hoot to ride. It's got so much torque. Just 3 bikes is just too much right now. I live in a townhome. If I had a garage, maybe it'd be a different story, but I just need to cut down all the things I have to maintain, and this is it. So let me go ahead and go over the bike. So basically it is a 2002, and this one is very special in that it comes with the Speedstar Stage 4 Performance Kit, and that includes a lot of things that I've got listed. You know, wherever I have this listed for sale, I'll put all that stuff out there. But it ups the horsepower to just over 100 horsepower and 121 foot-pounds of torque. It's just a torque monster. In addition to that, I added these Dynatech coils and some new spark plug wires. I also put new spark plugs in it, probably just a few thousand miles ago. One of the other things I did was I added steel braided brake lines for the front. I also recently rebuilt that front brake master cylinder and put new fluid in. And then when I added these Supreme Legends forward controls, I put steel braided, well, they came with steel braided lines as well with those. And I also recently did that fluid. Also, this unit, these are really hard to come by, and I scored another set off of eBay. Of course, when I wrecked, it damaged all this stuff except for the master cylinder there. But I replaced the things that needed to be replaced, and I have a whole nother cylinder kit as well with a good gasket right here, and of course the plunger, all that stuff, that, you know, the piston and everything that goes inside it, because my intention was to keep this long term and to keep those parts handy just in case I ever needed them. So you'll get that stuff as well. I've got a big box full of a bunch of extra goodies. Got the little lower cowling there. Shortly after I got it, yeah, it had a little over 11,000 miles on it. I put the wave rotors on it and some new pads. Those are still in good shape. Also in the back, I upgraded those rotors and put new pads on it. And I still have the original rotors. They've got, like I said, a little over 11,000 miles on it, but I still have those. Let's see, what else? It's got Avon Storm 3 tires. I'm not sure how many miles are on the rear tire. I could check my spreadsheet where I keep all my maintenance records and see how long or how old that tire is and how many miles are on it. I know the front one's got some miles on it. It's probably getting close to be redone soon. I can see the wear indicator right there. The rubber's just about down to it. So a few more thousand, maybe cut me 1,000 or 2 miles left, but that one will probably have to get replaced soon. As you can see, the rims were polished. That was done before I got the bike, and I've tried to keep them shiny since then. I did add the Mustang seat. I had to get that brand new. I tried to find something used, but there wasn't anything out there, and the stock seat really sucked. So I went ahead and put that on there. Also added the backrest and the luggage rack. There's a picture of the tank. So this was from the road. I've just painted it to keep any more corrosion, you know, just took care of the corrosion and just painted it to protect it. And this right here was from my leg. And it's quite the miracle that I didn't break my leg. So I'm grateful. Angels were watching over me that day. I've got Spike air cleaners on here, and they're really just for looks. They, I mean, I guess they do direct air underneath there. They also came with an additional motor mount. I still have the factory motor mount. I haven't neatened that up yet. I just put that on there while I had the air cleaner on there. It does have the big air kit from the factory, so it's got velocity stacks underneath there that came from Yamaha, and I've got filter weirs on there just to keep additional dust out. There's a little dent right here, and that was from when I was pushing the motorcycle once and was leaning on it and didn't realize how soft that tank was, so oops. I did put a quick release gas cap on there. It did come with a locking cap, but the key wasn't working that great in it, so I'm like, who's gonna steal gas out of motorcycles? So I just went ahead and put that on there. Let's see, what else? Added the drag bars. Those are also aftermarket mirrors. These things are really cool. I'll turn it on a little bit so you'll see these. These are Custom Dynamics bar end running lights and turn signals. They are really bright, and I know that they've saved my butt at least one time by someone seeing that out of their peripheral vision. They almost got into my lane, but then they looked over and saw that I was watching them. And at nighttime, they actually light up this area of the roadway. It's kind of neat. And you'd think that it would bother your eyes, but while you're riding, your arm, or at least my hand and arm, blocks that light. So it's not annoying to me anyways. I did add, those are, these things here, these are just Amazon dual color fog lights. And this one here, I think the wires get a little flaky. If I jiggle the wire, sometimes it'll cut out. But they're not that expensive. Of course, you don't have to keep them on there. I like them because they're just really bright, and they do help, especially at nighttime. Okay, let's see. Oh, so there's a guy on the Warrior forum named Hefty Smurf, and he makes these 33 tooth pulleys for the front, and he also hollows out the pulley cover. I still have the factory cover and the factory 32 tooth pulley, but this really helps the bike run better at highway speeds. It doesn't feel so buzzy, and I really like how that really makes the bike a lot more manageable on the highway. It doesn't seem to affect acceleration. Like I said, it's got so much torque that the bike just takes off. Of course, you can always swap it back, but I'm including that and the original factory one. What else? Oh, I had the front forks rebuilt. However, that was right smack dab in the middle of COVID, and they could not get these dust caps, so it still has these older dust caps, and they're a little bit cracked. And the shop was supposed to pull those triple trees off and lube those bearings, but they never did, and I was kind of a little upset about that. But I wanted to get my bike back after the low side and start riding again, so I'd make a big stink about it. But you know, you want to keep this long term, I would recommend doing that along with probably the swing arm bearings. I haven't done anything with them. I do have the suspension tuned up so that I can get pretty good ground clearance because I like to turn. I had the other Speedstar exhaust was all chrome. It had some scratching on it from the slide, so I've replaced it with this. Also Speedstar set. As you can see, the pipes are wrapped with fiberglass, and it does not have those chrome covers on there anymore. And this set works just great. Oh, also, did damage it just a little bit. These are the factory Yamaha extended foot pegs. Those are also hard to find. The other ones put the foot peg up here. I don't know why they made them that short, but I do have the original ones. But I got these extended ones so that my wife could ride with me, and that way her knees weren't up in the air. So anyways, those work pretty good. I trimmed the rear fender, and this is the Blaster X tail light. It has integrated turn signals in it. It is very bright. It strobes, and they had an option to add a switch so that you can control the brightness and do other things. Of course, there's instructions for that online. You can look it up. I did order that switch, and that switch is in the battery compartment underneath the seat. Oh, I put on Bike Master heated grips, and there's the control for the heated grips. I just hid that switch underneath there. You just flip that switch up, and it'll turn on the system, and then you have to press that button to turn on the heated grips. I had a radar detector and a GPS connected to it, and when I took all that off, I just cut the wire. So that is actually 12 volts right there. You can tap into that, so that's also controlled by that switch for the grips. Let me know if you need a phone mount. I have used that. It does work good. I might save that for one of my other bikes, but let me know if it's something that you need. I can include that. What else? Oh, headlight. I ordered a Cyclops LED bulb and put that in the headlight, and that thing works fantastic. I've just replaced all the other fluids. I just did the oil and also the transaxle fluid. I have some left over. I can include that, but I just replaced that. So that you won't need to do for quite some time. It's got a newer clutch cable, and the throttle cables were replaced when the forks were done. I haven't put a whole lot of miles since then. I think that is just about it. I mean, the bike is ready to ride. Let me set this down, and I will go ahead and start it up. The starter seems like it has to work to turn it over. I don't know if that's because of the torque or what. It's always seemed to do that. But like a kid, runs great. RPM set right. That's the low beam right there. So when it's on low, that's when it's those yellow fog lights. I know it looks yellow in the center there, but the light coming out of that Cyclops light is actually white. Let's see. 23,326 miles on it right now. It's like so much fun. And I just washed it, so that's why there's some smoke coming off that fiberglass from that water burning off. There it is.